Thank you all for coming tonight. Just wanted to start this presentation on navigating your job search. I know it's been challenging for a lot of you. Some of you have lost opportunities, or some of you were going to start applying and there seems to be nothing going on right now. Some of you might have lost some internships. I know it's hard, but have faith. There are opportunities out there if you are creative and you are proactive. So I wanted to just teach you a little bit about how to go after those opportunities. Zach was just telling us a little bit about his opportunities for the summer. He sounds like he's pretty busy already, which is great. So, okay, so starting the presentation. Just to start, before you actually start applying for opportunities and going out there, obviously there are a few things you have to do to take care of before you actually go out there. So some of you may have a resume already. Some of you may have been to your career services department. Avi, Danielle, I don't know if you are currently, are you both in college?
Just graduated.
Just graduated, okay. And Danielle, you're in college?
Yes, I'm in college.
Okay, so three of you that are on here that I see, have you all been to visit your career center yet on campus? Yeah?
Yes, I have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you were there. Okay, so it's really important. I have a lot of students that come to me after they graduate and they're like, I never went to visit. I never thought I'd need it. I thought I could do this on my own. And then they can't do it because they're at a distance and it's a different career center that, maybe won't help them once they've graduated. A lot of challenges. So you definitely want to make sure that you go visit your career center, spend some time with them, developing your resume, developing your LinkedIn. Hopefully your career center is helping you with both of those. And there's some people that have expertise in that. You also want to do some mock interviewing before you go out there and start looking for opportunities. So again, you can practice your internship skills, practice your interview skills online with a professional or in person, at your career center once everything opens up again. For now, professionals like myself are practicing interview skills through Zoom with students. But there are a lot of people, I'm sure, at your career center that would work with you through Zoom as well, just rehearsing. Certainly you can do that with your family also, but very important to practice your interview skills before you get on Zoom and interview with a professional. You want to brush up on your technical skills also, so you want to be familiar with Zoom. All three of you, have you used Zoom before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're comfortable with it. Okay. So a lot of students haven't used it. They're not comfortable. They're nervous and they start fidgeting with it right before the interview. So you want to really prepare yourself and make sure you know what you're doing before you get online. Okay. Technical skills also meaning if you are not that familiar with some of the software programs that are being used right now, Microsoft Office, I'm sure all of you are familiar with that, but some other programs that you might need for your career, you might want to be brushing up on stronger. Is anyone considering doing that? Taking classes over the summer online to strengthen their skills?
I've already been doing that.
Yeah. What have you
taking classes. I'm interested in getting into analytics. I've been taking classes that just sort of like data analysis classes. We're using Excel, also trying to learn like some programming, stuff like that.
Nice. Are you doing it through your school or another?
No, I'm doing it like through e-learning platforms.
Are they free?
If you've ever heard of that. No, they're not. They're not free, but they're reasonably priced, I'd say.
Good. So you're being proactive and getting other skills that you need for your career.
Yeah.
Danielle, what are you majoring in?
I'm an international studies major.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you go on your course?
I did with Zach, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Avi, did you just come back or were you on your course at all?
No, I wasn't.
Didn't come. Okay.
Yeah.
And Emily's just joined us. I don't know if you can see that, Lauren.
I can't. Hi, Emily. I'm sure she'll pop up eventually. Nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, sorry, I was just coming from a class.
Not at all. Not to apologize. Are you in school right now?
Yeah, I'm a junior.
At what school?
At Bard College, small liberal arts college upstate.
Very nice. We were just talking about whether we'd visit our career center at school. Make sure that you do that before you graduate. And, some are more helpful than others, but hopefully they'll be able to help you with your resume and your LinkedIn and your interview skills, all of that. Okay. This is a great website here at the bottom of the page here. It has tutorials on here about how to write a resume, interview, all of it. It's great. You can actually go through the tutorial and then take a test afterwards to see how much you know. So it's a little quiz afterward, but it's great. It's a really good website. It was actually provided by unemployment because they couldn't service everybody in-house at unemployment. You can imagine these days it's overcrowded. So they came up with this website and different classes you can take online for free. Anyone can take it. You don't need to be unemployed, but it's really nice. It's a good website for, brushing up on all the skills that you might need. Okay. Clean up your social media presence. I'm sure a lot of you have thought about this, maybe not. I have a son who's a senior in high school right now, and I was just looking at his Instagram the other day, and I was like, oh, no, we can't have that. So I would definitely go through all of your social media and just, be careful what you post on there, because people sometimes do look, and you just never know what effect it's going to have on you looking for work. Twitter also, you want to just be careful about posting political or religious information on there. Just as you wouldn't discuss it in an interview or at work, you don't want to put it out on Twitter when you're looking for work either. Just, just be careful. Is anybody mindful of that at all? Just while you're looking for work? And yeah, okay. Yeah, so there's so many different places right now that people are putting things online, especially because we're home and we're bored. I see a lot more stuff being uploaded, and, some appropriate, some not, but just think about it in terms of, what it would look like if you were applying for work. So any party pictures, obviously, drinking, whatever, don't want to put that. More appropriate to put pictures of yourself involved with any activities at school or community service that you had done. Any physical activity, if you're a runner, biker, anything like that certainly would be more presentable than partying and drinking on there. But kind of common sense, but some people just don't think to clean it up while they're looking for work. Okay. Lost internships and opportunities. Okay. So Emily, did you lose an internship at all or any kind of opportunity?
No, I was like in the process of applying to things and hearing back from things when this happened. So.
Okay. Have you had any luck?
Not really. I was actually going to apply to something today and see. Why not.
Okay. Do you have a contact there?
No, my mom found something through something.
It's good. Good. So there's something called micro internships now that are being offered at companies. They're actually project-based internships that you can do from home. So a lot of people's internships were canceled, but it doesn't mean that you can't do something for that company. So either the company will know about the micro internships and they'll say, we can't have you in the office this summer as a full-time intern. We may not be able to pay you, but we can give you a marketing project that you can work on for 6 weeks. So at least you get the credit on your resume, you get some experience. It's a nice thing, at least as an offer for something to build your resume and to say, at least I was at the company, and, that long interview process you had to get the internship wasn't for nothing. So it's a nice opportunity. Okay. Have any of you considered doing this at all? Doing projects for companies? If you can't keep the position that was offered to you? It's a nice thing to do. You have to be a little creative. Sorry, Zach?
Yeah, I've been looking around kind of for things that are similar to that, just smaller remote stuff.
Good. So my son Ethan is actually going to be a political science major at Pitt after your course. And he is actually working remotely for a campaign at home. It's for someone that is running for senator against Cory Booker, a gentleman. So Ethan is all about political science, and he reached out to the guy online, the campaign, and now he's working for his campaign doing communications for him. Not being paid, but was being proactive and said, this is something I could do all summer, and I have it on my resume, and then I'm going to be studying it. So he was just creative and thinking out of the box about what he could do to kind of boost his career while he's home for the summer. So it's good to be creative. So you can also take your whole search online, okay? So don't accept that the internship was just canceled. You can actually say to your employer, if they didn't come up with the idea about the micro internship, you can say to them, I still want to work for you for the summer. Is there anything I can do for you? Whether it's administrative work, some of them are overwhelmed with administrative work right now. And, maybe their secretary or assistant, whatever, isn't available to do everything because they're not in the office. So you could offer that as well. Just offer yourself up and even kind of sell yourself and tell them, I'm really good at sales. I'm really good at marketing. I'm great with social media, whatever it is that the company might not have known because they don't know you yet. They just hired you. But you kind of have to be a little assertive and just say, this is what I'm good at. This is what I can help you with. So you can tell them, how valuable you can be to them. Okay. Use your network also. So Emily, you were just saying your mom found something for you. So maybe she was networking for you. So, let your parents know, obviously, that you really want to find work for the summer. Maybe they have friends who have companies. Maybe they themselves could help you for the summer, take you on at their firm. So just really have to get out there and start networking. There is an alumni tool also on LinkedIn. So you can actually go to your school page. So every school has a business page. So let's just say Indiana. You can go right to the Indiana page on LinkedIn. and there is a tab on there that says alumni. So if you click on that, you can actually connect with everybody you go to school with, or people that graduated, or professors. You can connect with all of them on LinkedIn and start building your network. You know, again, you tell your professors you're looking for work for the summer. Maybe they have a project that you can do, right? But the more people you know, the better off you are. It's always about who you know, right? So just, you really want to build that network. So LinkedIn, there's an infinite amount of people. Unfortunately, I have 6,000 connections on there. And I say unfortunately because I don't know all of them. I'd love to, but it's the way it is. But I can at least utilize them as a referral for somebody, or I can reach out to them if I need to. So you want to get your network up to 500 plus eventually on LinkedIn. Once again, it's all about people that you know. So you just think about people at your synagogue, people in the community, and just reach out. Okay. So we're just talking about lost internships and how to be creative. Okay. Whoops. Sorry about that. If you've lost a job or an internship that you had because of the virus, you know, maybe some of you got, let go, you can certainly still put that on your resume. I had a student say to me recently, I spent 6 weeks vying for this internship in Manhattan, and I was very competitive. They only took, 2 people from my school, and I got selected, and then I lost it. And he was like, what do I do now? And I said, it still goes on your resume, because you want to get the credit for it. You worked very hard for that internship. Maybe because your GPA was high, you got in there, interview skills, whatever it is, you want to get the credit. And then you just put in parentheses, after you've listed the name of the job and the position, you just say lost due to COVID-19. You can actually, put that on there. And the same thing, if you lost a job, full-time job, you can also say that, because you want to say it's not your fault, it's just the situation right now. Okay. And then when you find yourself another internship or a full-time opportunity, you can take that off of there. But it's a space holder, so you don't have a gap in your resume for now. Okay. Anybody have any questions so far? Good. Okay. So we were talking about before, familiarizing yourself with Zoom. Emily, have you been on Zoom a lot before?
Yeah, I actually work for a year-round Young Judaean, so yeah.
Nice. Okay. Do any of you take classes through Zoom? What are your classes taught through?
Zoom.
Yeah, I've seen people using Microsoft Teams a lot more than Zoom or Google Meetup. Yeah, I know Zoom is kind of, it's a little controversial, because I've heard that people sometimes can break into the screen sometimes and kind of post things that aren't appropriate. So I don't know if all schools are using Zoom, but if you are, most of the companies are, and you want to be familiar with it. Certainly, always download and test everything beforehand, and you always want to prepare any software ahead of time. So you always want to have the app available. Make sure if you're screen sharing, test out the sounds and the lighting. Everything should be done all beforehand. You don't want to wait 5 minutes before an interview or a class or something and then start fiddling with it. So always want to be prepared. Okay. As I said, test the volume, practice screen sharing. Make sure you're in a quiet place also, and that no one is behind you. I had a gentleman recently, I was actually teaching a workshop with a bunch of people for an organization, and his wife kept walking behind him. She had a robe on and curlers. She just was ready for bed. And we kept saying, Stanley, you want to make sure your wife's on. He said, oh, she's fine. And we're like, no, it's not professional. So you just want to make sure you're in a quiet space and that your dogs or anybody else is not bothering you, and that, your background is clean and organized. So you actually can put virtual backgrounds on your screen as well. If you feel like where your room isn't nice looking, you can choose some nice backgrounds on Zoom. Okay, dressing for success. Now, this was a big question I've had from a lot of my clients. They're saying, I'm at home. I'm not really going for a real interview. So what do you think, Zach? You think you should still wear a suit if you're doing a Zoom interview?
Definitely at least the top half, the bottom, if you think that you're going to be standing up at all and blank out. Yeah, it also makes you feel like you're doing something more important, which is, a mental thing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Emily, you agree? Should dress for the interview?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even for class, this is just like a personal thing, but even for class and stuff, I think you should be setting a professional atmosphere always. And even now with Zoom, I try my best to keep it professional.
Absolutely agree. I actually had an interview this week. I had a call from a university that wanted me to work in their career center part-time after all this closes up. And I was like, oh, okay, I haven't had an interview in a while, but I thought, yeah, I'm going to dress up because they're going to see me, and I still want to put my best foot forward. And because I'm advising other people like yourself to dress for success, I have to be professional. But it felt funny putting a suit on because I've been in sweatpants for so long. I've been comfortable, but I was like, no, I got to play the part. it's funny. I had said to my husband originally, I said, maybe I'll tell them they could be comfortable on the bottom half. And he said, no. He had a conference call recently and they gave them a 5-minute break to go get water. And one of the gentlemen stood up and he had boxer shorts on. So he was like, wasn't thinking that he'd get up during the call. He thought he was just going to go straight through. So my husband's like, no, tell them to put on something professional on the bottom half. Because if they take a break or they have to get something, they weren't thinking, you know, so it was kind of amusing, but also very embarrassing. So don't want that to happen. Okay. So obviously you would know what to wear for an interview. Women, obviously a blouse, a little makeup, you know, jacket, just make sure that, you know, you're showered and that you're cleaned up and just look as professional as possible. Obviously men wearing a suit, tie, jacket, pants, anything that looks, you know, corporate is acceptable. Okay. Articulate your ability to work remotely. So some of you right now have said you're taking classes at home and maybe you've done some work at home as well. Zach, have you actually had any jobs at home or just school?
I just finished school last week, and so I haven't actually had any jobs yet here.
Okay. So you want to be able to tell the person that's interviewing you that you're comfortable working remotely. It's not a problem, that you've been doing school remotely for the last few months. You're very comfortable using the technology, comfortable, you know, showing up on time, doing whatever you have to do online and checking in daily. So just let them know that you've been doing this for a while now, not a problem. Even if you had to use a different platform other than Zoom, not an issue for you, that you learn quickly different platforms. What other platforms have you guys used besides Zoom to communicate? Anybody use anything else other than
Zoom? But my school started in Google and then went to Zoom.
Okay. They felt it was better. So did you agree that it's better on Zoom?
Yeah, I think even from like just the standpoint of like the things that we've been doing for Young Judea, you have like a better chance of like having more one-on-one contact and like smaller groups and like a Zoom platform where you can do breakout rooms. And there's just like more accessibility with Zoom, I found.
Nice. Great. Thank you. Okay, so you can tell them also that you describe your work setup. You can tell them, you know, I've got a really quiet office to work in. No one's going to bother me. And I can always, you know, jump into my role, no problems at all. Because they want to make sure that you're not going to be interrupted, you know, with whatever it is that goes on in your house, because we're all home with each other now and it can be noisy. So they just want to make sure that you're going to be accessible to them, you know, 9 to 5, if it is a full-time role, or even for the summer, that you have no problems at all connecting to Wi-Fi, and that you know, can work through lunch or whatever it is that they need. Just let them know that your setup at home is you know, conducive to being remote. Okay. So we were just talking about building an effective network through LinkedIn. Do both of you have LinkedIn profiles? Yeah. Did you do them at school? Is that something you?
Yeah, in a career class that we had to take was when I had to start it. Yeah.
Have you started building up your network a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, my LinkedIn is. I've used it more than enough, pretty much.
Connect.
Yeah, a lot.
Please connect with me, okay? Avi, connect as well, all of you, okay? Yeah, that would be great. I'll check out your LinkedIn. I can give you some tips.
Yeah, thank you.
You can find hiring managers and recruiters on LinkedIn as well. So if you see a job or an internship you want to apply to for the summer, you don't want to just send your resume blindly. You want to see if you can connect to somebody. So you can do a search on LinkedIn to try and find the hiring manager for that internship or position, write them a letter, you know, a little message on LinkedIn, and then forward your resume if they allow it. Okay. Some of them may say you have to apply online through the company, but other times, you know, they like it that you're sending it directly to them, because then they don't have to do the work of looking for an internship. Yeah, they have you right there and you're just writing them a friendly note. So have any of you had any luck using Indeed at all? I don't know if you guys are on Indeed.
That's one of the things I'm not on. A few things I'm not on, actually.
How about you, Emily?
I applied to 1 or 2 internships on there. So I've like used it, and same with I think Glassdoor, and I'm trying to remember the other one. But I've been on the sites to find internships through them.
Have you had any luck?
Well, COVID.
Sure, I understand. So Indeed is okay. It's kind of a black hole though, again, because you're applying blindly with, you know, hundreds of other kids, and you just don't know where your resume is going. So at least with LinkedIn, you can, you know, send it through someone that you know, connection, reach out to somebody. It feels a little bit more personal, and you can follow up with it as well, because the company is on there. So yeah, Indeed's a little tough sometimes, but might be okay for internships if there is a contact on there. So you can set up a profile on Indeed as well and put your resume on Indeed, so then a company might be able to find you also. So LinkedIn and Indeed, you can set up personal profiles on there. And you can set up a job search agent on both of those as well. So you can set up a profile where the program, LinkedIn and or Indeed, are sending you jobs. So you don't have to go on there every day or every week looking for jobs. They'll actually start sending you based on your profile. So it's nice. You'll get opportunities sent right to you through email.
Avi, did you want to jump in?
No.
Oh, okay. I just saw that you went off mute, so just want to make sure.
I'm sitting behind a window right now, so if I had my camera on, you'd only see like my shadow, my outline. So I don't think it looks very nice. So
yeah,
and I can't move, so sorry about that.
Well, don't sit there for an interview.
Right? No, definitely not.
Okay, so local agencies and synagogues, networking groups, these are all places, again, to build your network. So Jewish Vocational Services is in New Jersey. Emily, where are you? Are you in New Jersey?
I'm also in upstate.
Upstate New York?
Yeah.
Where in New York?
I'm like 25 minutes outside of Poughkeepsie. I'm kind of close to Sprout. It's friendly.
Nice. Okay, great. And Zach, I know you're in Jersey.
Yeah.
Avi, where are you?
I'm on the West Coast. I'm in San Francisco.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. What time is it there?
It's 3 hours earlier than it is for you guys.
Okay, 3:28.
It's 3:28 right now. Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, so I had here in New Jersey, Jewish Vocational Services actually all over the country. You can find them. They will help you look for work as well. I just happened to put New Jersey because I'm from there. College career centers, as I said, also places to go to get some assistance. Our local library here is actually offering online workshops to people right now. I know because I've been teaching some of them. So you can go online and try to see if your library is doing anything remotely to assist people in looking for work. There are just so many people right now out of work. And it's a big thing right now for a lot of places to offer assistance. Your synagogue also, we have a support group at our synagogue for the unemployed, and I actually started a LinkedIn page with my synagogue. So these are places just to reach out to see if anybody can be of assistance to you and anybody has any opportunities as well. Okay. Have any of you reached out to any of these places? No, you might not.
Career center at my school, definitely.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw if your library was offering anything. So our library is offering Microsoft classes online as well.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Oops. Just went off. Okay, there we go. So companies are reevaluating their hiring process, being more open-minded, obviously, to being remote because they have to be, okay? So don't stop applying. Don't get discouraged because you haven't heard from somebody in weeks. This recent interview that I had working at a university, I actually applied for this in, I think February. And I hadn't heard from them. And I said, okay, but now they need people because of what's going on with the COVID. They really need people to help in the career centers. So now they called me back and they kept my resume. So you never know who's going to reach out to you. So do not stop applying. Just keep sending it. Even if it says, we're not taking any more, just keep sending it. Because again, you just never know if they're going to change their mind or someone else dropped out of the internship, okay? The hiring process is definitely slow, but just keep continuing to apply, okay? You are still a candidate in consideration for a lot of companies. Be patient and then, take a week or two to follow up on the application or the resume that you sent. Emily, you said your mom had found opportunity. Did you actually apply to it already?
No, my plan is to do it this evening. I just have a few things on my plate this evening.
What is the opportunity? What is it?
I believe it was an economics consulting agency.
Nice. And they were looking for an intern?
Yeah.
Very nice. Did your mom know someone there or she just found the opportunity?
She just found it, but there is an alumni from my school who works in like public service around here in like his area of studies and stuff. Like my mom's like, you should contact him. So I'm also going to do that at some point.
That's great. Good. Avi, where are you at school?
I just graduated like 5 months ago.
College or high school?
College.
College, yeah. Where are you at school?
I was at the University of California, Davis.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. Have you had any luck since you graduated?
No, I have not had any luck, to be honest.
A lot of rejections or not even any interviews?
I've gotten no interviews. I've got a good amount of rejections, and I got even probably more did not hear anything back from it at all.
Did anyone let you know why? Like, what was it that's keeping you, besides the COVID, obviously, but?
No, they never say anything like that. They just say we're going forward with someone else's better fit, like super generic, honestly.
Are you feeling frustrated by the whole thing or?
Yeah, I'm feeling really frustrated.
Okay. What are you doing about it? Like, are you revising your resume, thinking maybe that's what it is, or?
I mean, I've been working on my resume a lot. I've kind of gotten to a point where, I mean, I understand that I could probably always use some tweaking, but I kind of, a lot of the jobs I'm applying to, I think are similar enough in their responsibilities that the resume that I have is kind of, I think, like pretty much the best that it can be.
Have you had internships?
No, I'm applying to a lot of internships, but
Okay,
I'm
so
also
you
very
haven't done one undergrad. Did you do an internship?
sorry, what?
You didn't do an internship undergrad?
No, I didn't. No.
Okay. Yeah, that could be probably what's holding you, because there are other people that have done internships, and then they kind of compare to you.
Yeah, well, I was in school and I was focusing on being in school.
Sure. No, I understand.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you won't get an opportunity. It just may take a little longer because you need that experience now. So again, if you can volunteer online, take any project again that is unpaid, just to have the experience on your resume, certainly consider that. Okay.
Yeah.
Afterward, I can we're done with this whole thing. I can have you guys send me your resumes, and I can take a look at them and critique them if you'd like. Okay, just to give you some tips.
I appreciate that.
Sure. And obviously, is your career center helping you at school?
I was actually doing phone appointments with them for a while, but after like the whole COVID thing happened, I kind of was under the assumption that they actually kind of shut down.
Oh wow.
But I haven't really checked in like super recently, so it's possible that they're doing like Zoom appointments with students and
Most of them.
Zoom or just continue to do phone call appointments. I know that my university, though, like a lot of the people who were working on campus before just stopped working on campus.
Right.
Yeah. I know that from trying to visit my old department. So I don't really have a whole lot of faith.
Not on campus, though, doesn't mean they're not working. So,
Right,
don't assume that they're not available to you.
Right.
They probably are. So.
Yeah, I just kind of like don't have a whole lot of faith that I'll be able to get through to people super fast. But I mean,
fast, but just keep trying.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Somebody, I mean, I have friends in career services, and I know some of them actually said that they're quiet at home because none of the students, just like you, they're assuming that they're not working and they haven't been reaching out.
Right.
That, this is the time to reach out. There's no work, not a lot of jobs, and we're there to help. So definitely consider that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, for sure.
You guys have the program Handshake at all at your university?
That's the one that my career center uses, actually.
So that's a really good one also to find work. If you're on there at all, set up, an application, set up a profile and really use it, because that's what it's there for. So that should certainly be of assistance to you. And I think there are career counselors on Handshake also that you can chat with. So it's funny, I can't access it because I'm not a student or on a campus, but I know, that it is good and used quite often. So similar to LinkedIn, but, for students. So, okay, so these are places you can apply to look, again, for remote employment opportunities, flex jobs. We work remotely, remote.com, and as I said, Handshake. 4 places to start looking for remote opportunities, okay? There may be local opportunities, obviously listed in your city, state as well, that you can look out for. And this one is just for New Jersey. I do apologize, it's again, because I'm here in New Jersey, I'd put this on here. But again, I'm sure you could find similar jobs. So this is through the state. They've actually offered it, and they've offered opportunities for people to look if you want to work outside your home. If you actually do want to go out into the community to look for work and not do remote work, these are opportunities at stores and restaurants. You can be doing delivery, just something to get working again. Okay, so there are still people in the community outside the house working. Okay. Very important to take care of yourself. So are you guys exercising regularly? Yeah, pretty much trying to.
Trying to. Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to balance, and it's hard to leave the house. And I know it's hard for me too, but very important to just try to take a walk, even if it's, walk with your family at night, My son takes walks at night with his phone because he's talking to his friends. And he said, I didn't realize how many miles I was walking. And I was just talking to my friends, got his earbuds on, and he's just chatting away. And he said, it's nice, So as long as the weather's good, which it has been fairly good, except for the snow we had Saturday, which was weird.
Oh.
I hope you didn't get snow in California. We had snow.
No, we did not have snow.
Did you get snow, Emily?
Yeah, we got a decent amount of snow, but it all melted because there was a thunderstorm too.
It's been crazy. Definitely, take walks with your family at night if you can. Call people, call family and friends. A lot of people are struggling just like you, and maybe not realize it. So again, there could be adults that you're, related to your family, that is looking for full-time work that might have lost a job, and maybe they can, commiserate with you, be supportive. Okay. Obviously, eat healthy, cook healthy meals. Don't just snack on junk all day, which is very easy to do since we're all home. Just to relax a little bit and not get stressed out about the whole job search situation. You want to look, listen to music if you can. Try taking a break from the job search and read. And engage in anything that helps you feel relaxed, whether it's yoga, karate, meditation. Okay. There's a lot of online exercise classes being offered virtually that, can help you relax a little bit. Thank you so much for listening to the presentation. Does anybody have, major concerns about this whole situation or any questions for me?
I guess I could ask a question.
Sure.
So something that I have done is I have a couple of really good career counselors that I've talked to back at school a couple of months ago, pretty much right before the virus as well. And one of the major things was if you found an internship online and then you click on the employers, and then you can find all of the Indiana University alumni who are in that company, and you connect with them. And pretty much, it's important to always make sure you make some sort of connection when you apply, or reach out to the HR person or the recruiting person as well. But what should you do? Because a lot of the time when you send somebody a connection on LinkedIn and a note, a lot of the time there's no reply at all. There's just no response. Not really sure if you're supposed to do anything else at that point, or because I've had maybe two info interviews, like two informational interviews from doing stuff like this with people in companies, but I've probably reached out to more than just two people, and I really haven't gotten anything back from them. Is there something else that you should be doing when applying to internships? Or
It's hard because there are probably a lot of people doing what you're doing, and they just may not have time to get back to you. You're doing the right thing. I wouldn't stop doing it, but unfortunately, not everybody's going to get back to you. So you could wait a week or two and try again.
Yeah.
But then I would leave it after that, because, as I said, there's so many people right now reaching out and trying, and they might just be overwhelmed. I think you're doing the right thing. You're reaching out and making that connection. So when you connect with people on LinkedIn or any of the other sites that you're on, you don't want to just connect or send them an invitation. You always want to send them a note, which it sounds like you did.
Yeah.
So a little note, just introducing yourself, saying, what school you're at, what major you're at, and how, what you're looking for from them, what they can do to help you. It's the only way to kind of break through a little bit and make it more personal. But I think you're doing the right thing, Zach. I think you just have to be patient and know that there's just a lot of people doing the same thing at this point,
Yeah.
But persistent. And I'd say, like I said, after 2 weeks, you could follow up, So, okay. And, if that person doesn't respond from the company you're applying to, see if there's someone else you can reach out to. Right? Just, don't give up, but, don't get discouraged either, and not keep forwarding, and move forward and see if you could find another person. Anybody else have questions? I've told people also, once they connect with me, since I do have so many connections in my network, you're welcome to ask me if you see that I'm connected to somebody at a job you're applying to and you don't know anyone, but I happen to know them. You are certainly welcome to send me a message and reach out and say, hey, Lauren, I see you're connected to someone at, Morgan Stanley. I'd really love to get in there. Can you introduce me on LinkedIn? Which I can certainly set up an introduction. Again, there's no guarantee they'll return my message as well, but I have a better chance because I'm in the career services industry and I'm giving them an employee that may be, perspective for them. So I can certainly try to help you that way if you see something you want to apply to and I'm connected to someone. Okay. Anyone else? Questions?
Thank you, Lauren. This
Okay.
was
Thank
really
you.
helpful. And I have two questions before everybody jumps off. One's a question and one's an announcement. So first, I'm curious how you heard about this, because we're always trying to figure out how we're getting the word out and what the best way to kind of get in front of the right audience. I'm just curious how you guys heard about this event.
I